Well, all you shooters and reloaders and Three Circles passengers and members, it's Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone Express up here in the Seattle, Washington area. We're in the Cookie Shack reloading room. And the video today we're doing for you is the 45 Colt, and is actually a series, and we're titling it the 45 Colt, the 3 base hits, and that's in honor of the baseball playoffs. Anyway, what we're doing is the 45 Colt is such a versatile cartridge that you get 3 base hits out of it, and one base hit is like a line drive up the middle for a single, and that's the low end load for the 45 Colt. Very useful for cowboy action shooting, target shooting, and also, in my case, to give the beginners that I'm working with, the shooters that haven't shot before, once we get them going with a 22 long rifle, 38 special, 9mm, get them to work up to the 45 automatic, 45 ACP. But to give them more interest, the versatile 45 Colt can be loaded down to be a very pleasant shooting load for beginners, and that's why we're doing this video for the first base hit, for 1 base hit. The second video in this series will be the 2nd base hit, or the 2 base hit, the line drive up the power alley in left center field, and that's going to be the 45 Colt standard loadings. So we're going to be doing some of those. And then finally, the 3rd base hit is for 3 bases, triple, and that's a line drive into the power alley, the triples alley in right center field, which is a longer distance. And that one's going to be a hot loaded 45 Colt, not quite full maximum, because the full maximum is the home run. And we're not going to do that one because I don't need a home run. The triple, the real hot loaded 45 Colt, will do for anything I might need the 45 Colt for. So, the first video of this series, the 1 base hit, the single line drive up the middle. Let's go ahead and show you what we're going to be doing in terms of components for this low end but very versatile and pleasant shooting, useful 45 Colt load. Okay, the brass we're going to be using is range fired brass, and it is mixed brass and lightly dry tumbled from my reserves. We'll just do 50 rounds of the 1 base hit low end load. Now for bullets, we're going to use the competition specialties 200 grain H&G 68 style commercial cast bullet, as you see there. And we're going to be using for primers Wolf large pistol primers. Reloading data, we got 2 choices for this low end load. We can go with 5.7 grains of Trail Boss for about 740 feet per second, taken out of the Lee Modern Reloading 2nd edition reloading manual. That's the common one. Or we might go with 6.5 grains of Green Dot for about 800 feet per second. But for our purposes, the 740 is just fine. And let's go ahead with the Trail Boss. 5.7 grains of Trail Boss. Because 740 feet per second is plenty for target, newbie shooters, and also for range shooting and cowboy action shooting. Now the dies we're going to be using is a fine 4-die Lee set. And I just checked, the expander is not the new style 2-step, it's the old style blunderbuss, but that's okay. We use those for decades, and they worked, so we'll go ahead with that. Now we're going to be taper crimping though, because the H&G 68 type bullet doesn't have a crimping groove. So we're going to taper crimp with a CH crimp die. Now the press we're using for this project is going to be the RCBS Rebel. And I like this press because it's got all this room here in these flat areas that you can go ahead and stage your brass. Also, the dead primer handling is via a hole in the back of the ram that drops straight into a wastebasket. And you'll hear the dead primers going into the wastebasket. The full-length sizer that Lee provides is set up in the traditional way where you touch the die to the shell holder. Now this case is deprimed and resized, ready for repriming and then powder charging. So we'll go ahead and do all 50 that way, and you don't need to see any more of that. Now you've seen the Lee ram prime in use before, so nothing new here. We're going to go ahead and pick up a case and a primer at the same time, perfectly seated primer. Now with the Lee neck expander mouth flaring die, you adjust it of course until you get the mouth flare where the bullet enters the case mouth nicely, as you see here. A whole bunch of them done, 5 at a time. Okay, I've got it set to throw 5.7 grains, or just a hair less. Okay, it's like 5.6 something. We're good with that. Okay, bullet seating. The Lee bullet seater in this 4-die set has a seating stem for round nose bullets. That won't do with the H&G 68 long nose flat semi-wad cutter type of bullet. So I'm going to switch to the Hornady bullet seater that has a flat seating stem. Okay, I've adjusted the die to go ahead and seat the bullet so that the case mouth is just a little bit below the shoulder, but that'll give us a good place to taper crimp. Well, here's 4 random rounds chosen from the 50 we just loaded, and what we have here is good, clean, safe, economical, and the bullet's inherently accurate, so it's accurate ammunition for our range shooting and also for treating new shooters to a wider range of shooting experience for their early shooting career. And we got to first base with a line drive up the middle. Low-powered 45 Colt ammo. We got to first base. Next we'll be loading some ammo that'll get us to second base. Standard power loadings. But we're ready to go to the range with this batch. Take care. We'll see you next video. Bye for now.